Good morning, first graders. I first want to start off by saying I miss each and every one of you so much. I miss being in our classroom with you, and I hope you miss it too. But I hope that you guys are finding some joy and happiness being at home with your families. But I have a special book that I want to share with you and then have you do some special activities with if you would like. This book is one of my favorite childhood characters, and I thought I would share it with you because it's one I haven't read to you guys before. So his name is Corduroy, and it's called A Pocket for Corduroy, and it's by Don Freeman. So we're going to read that today. But I want you to first, if you have a blank piece of paper, I want you to pause the video if you don't and go get one. And I want you to fold it in half, hamburger style, and then fold it in half one more time, just like this. And when you open it up, it should have 4 rectangles, just like this. And it doesn't matter which side, but in each rectangle, I want you to draw a 1, write a 2, a 3, and a 4, similar to like mine. Because as we read the story, we're going to pause and draw our thoughts. So, let's get started. Late one afternoon, Lisa and her mother took their laundry to the laundromat. Lisa carried along her toy bear, Corduroy. The laundromat was a very busy place at this hour. "Now, Corduroy, you sit here and wait for me," Lisa said. "I'm going to help with our wash." Corduroy waited patiently. Then he suddenly perked up his ears. Lisa's mother was saying, "Be sure to take everything out of your pocket, Lisa dear. You don't want your precious things to get all wet and soapy." "Pockets?" said Corduroy to himself. "I don't have a pocket." He slid off the chair. I must go find something to make a pocket out of," he said, and he began to look around. In your first box, I want you to draw what you think is happening in the story now. Draw a picture of what do you think it looks like in the story. You can pause the video and then replay me. I'm going to keep reading. First, he came to a pile of fancy towels and washcloths, but nothing was the right size or color. Then he saw a huge stack of colorful clothes in a laundry bag. "There ought to be something in there to make a pocket out of," he said. Without hesitating, he climbed inside the bag, which was filled with pieces of wet laundry. The dampness didn't bother Corduroy in the least. "This must be a cave," he said. "I've always wanted to live in a dark, cool cave." Later, when Lisa looked for her bear, he was gone. "Oh, Mommy," she cried, "Corduroy isn't here where I left him." "I'm sorry, honey," said her mother, "but the laundromat is closing soon, and we must be getting home. In your box 2, I want you to draw what you think is happening now, and how do you think Lisa is feeling?" You can pause the video and then replay it. Lisa did not want to leave without Corduroy, but her mother insisted. "You can come back tomorrow," she said. "I'm sure you will find it." As they left, a young man was wearing an artist's beret and was taking his wet laundry out of a bag, the very bag Corduroy had discovered. Before he knew it, Corduroy was being tossed together with all the sheets, shirts, shorts, and slacks. inside the dryer. But just as the artist was shutting the glass door, Corduroy tumbled out onto the floor. How in thunder did that bear ever get mixed up with all my things? The artist wondered. Poor Corduroy was damp all over. The least I can do for him is give his overalls a good drying, said the man. He unbuttoned Corduroy's shoulder straps and put his overalls in the dryer. Corduroy grew dizzy as he watched the clothes spinning around, but the artist became inspired. This would make a wonderful painting, he said as he took a sketch pad out of his pocket and began drawing the swirling colors. I can hardly wait to get back to my studio. Finally, the dryer stopped whirling and the man gathered up his clothes. Then he helped Corduroy put on his warm, dry overalls. All at once, the manager of the laundromat called, "Closing time! Everybody out!" Corduroy was gently placed on top of a washing machine. I wonder who that bear belongs to, said the artist as he was leaving. He should have his name someplace. He's too fine a fellow to be lost. As soon as the lights were turned off, Corduroy began his search again. He was surprised to see something white glowing in the dark. Maybe it's snow, he said. I've always wanted to play in the snow. He accidentally tipped over the open-lidded box, and suddenly he was covered with soft, slippery soap flakes. Gradually, Corduroy began to slip and slide. Oh, what fun, he said with a smile. I've always wanted to ski down a steep mountainside. He landed paws first in an empty laundry basket. This must be a cage, he said, peeking through the bars. I've never wanted to live inside a cage like a bear in the zoo. But by now, Corduroy felt drowsy, and soon he nodded off to sleep. Next morning, when the manager came to open the laundromat, there was Lisa waiting. I left something here yesterday, she explained. May I look around? Certainly, said the manager. My customers are always leaving things. Lisa was searching under the chairs and in back of the washing machines when she heard the manager call to her. Is this who you're looking for, señorita? Yes, he's my best friend, shouted Lisa. She reached in and picked Corduroy out of the basket. So this is where you've been, you little rascal, she said. It's time I took you home. Lisa thanked the manager and ran down the street, holding Corduroy tightly in her arms. I thought I told you to wait for me, she said. Why did you wander away? I went looking for a pocket, Corduroy said. Oh, Corduroy, why didn't you tell me you wanted a pocket? Asked Lisa. That very morning, Lisa sewed a pocket on Corduroy's overalls. And here is a card I've made with your name on it for you to keep tucked inside, she said. I've always wanted a purple pocket with my name tucked inside, said Corduroy as he and Lisa nuzzled noses. The end. And in your last box, I want you to draw what you think the pocket looks like for Corduroy, or how would you sew on the pocket for Corduroy? What kind of color would your patch be? What would it look like in your last box? And you may pause it to do that, or you may do it after the video. But I have included a list of pretty fun activities for you to do along with the book, so I hope you have fun with these activities. I hope you enjoyed our story time, and I hope to do this more with you. And I hope that you are really finding some calmness in the midst of this chaos, and I hope that you know that I miss you just as much as I hope that you miss me. And so I'm so glad you joined in, and I hope to see you soon. All right, I was gonna hope to show you the animals, but they're all kind of tucked away sleeping, so maybe next time. Bye, guys.